Welcome to Movielife Crisis. Join us as we watch the best movies from 30 years ago.
Did you miss me?
That's the guy.
It wasn't me. It was the one-armed man.
I want him here tomorrow, alive.
Now you have to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Do ya? Punks.
Jim Carrey is The Mask. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday. Special advance preview Thursday.
Ooh, preview on Thursday.
Jim Carrey is The Mask.
Nice. That didn't tell me anything about what this movie was about. I don't know what the video looked like with that audio, but...
well, it just was him saying all the lines in mask form. So it tells you a little bit more. But, dude, how would you explain this movie to someone? It's freaking weird.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a cartoon, except everyone's really alive.
Yeah, I don't remember it being like it was when I started watching it.
Yep. Movielife Crisis Season 4, Episode 7, The Mask. We're starting Jim Carrey Month. 1994 is 3 huge Jim Carrey movies. 1993, nobody who didn't watch In Living Color knew who Jim Carrey was. 1994, he immediately becomes one of the biggest comedy movie stars in the world.
Everyone knows who he is.
He does The Mask, he does Ace Ventura, he does Dumb and Dumber, and then it's like freaking Jim Carrey, and it's Robin Williams, and it's not even really Adam Sandler yet. Those are the comedy movie stars. So we're kicking off April, where we got 3 Mondays with 3 Jim Carrey movies.
That was a great idea to do this. I like the 3 Jim Carrey movies in a row.
We'll see if it's a great idea or not, but
I'm glad we started with this one too.
Yeah.
Because starting with this one, I was like, oh no, what if this one ends up being my jam and I just forgot about it? I don't want to start off so big. But then, I got like halfway into it. I was like, no, I'm glad we started with this one.
I didn't remember. I wouldn't have sworn that I had him ranked in my mind in the right way. But when I watched this one, I was like, yeah, this is definitely my least favorite of the 3.
Yeah. No, it definitely
Ace Ventura is the one that comes out first. Ace Ventura is the one that makes Jim Carrey like a star.
Right.
But in fact, they said for this movie, like one of the things that made this movie do so well at the box office is like they cast Jim Carrey and shot the movie before he was Ace Ventura. So they paid him like $500,000. Ace Ventura comes out. It's a freaking huge movie.
Steal.
And then this thing comes out a couple months later and it's like, oh, it's that guy again. How do you do that already?
Right.
But, sometimes you just get lucky.
That's why they had to pay him $7 million for Dumb and Dumber compared to the $500,000 they paid him for this.
And I think by the time he was done with Dumb and Dumber, he was just straight up like, it's $20 million or I don't even go.
Yeah. And he could say that because
dude, good for him.
He's bringing in the dollars. In the dollars.
I don't know if it's 20 million American or Canadian dollars, but regardless, is worth it. We just did Blue Chips. We had an off week on Patreon. We got The Mask, and then we'll go for Patreon. We're going to do, I think, Bull Durham next, and then we're starting off Jim Carrey Month on the main feed. So things are going well.
Not to revisit Blue Chips, but every single person said, man, why'd y'all do Blue Chips? They pay the kids now. I was like, did you listen? We talk about that. And they're like, no, I haven't listened.
I just wanted, that's probably the last conversation I'll ever have about Blue Chips. I wanted to do that. I always like that movie.
No, I'm with you.
It definitely has no point. They just pay the kids now. It's fine.
I got to be honest. This might be the last time I talk about The Mask too, now that I've watched it all the way through.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I think the best thing about The Mask now is like, you can see this is Cameron Diaz's first movie.
Right.
Like when I'm 70, if I'm having a conversation around Cameron Diaz, which is very possible, I'll go like, yeah, she was in The Mask. That was her first movie.
I remember watching that. It was her first movie. Yeah. And this is the beginning of Jim Carrey. Like this is the first time we're really starting to see, like this month or this year, rather, this 94 is when we really start to see like how many are there people that act like him? There hasn't been another Jim Carrey.
No,
acts like goofy like this.
Yeah, well, just like the kind of like rubber faced thing where like he can, like if you see his stand up and he does a Clint Eastwood impression, like he does the voice, but he also makes his face instantly crinkly. Like he just can do the whole thing.
Squinty eyes. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's another Jim Carrey, and this movie is so built for him because the whole thing is like, it looks like a cartoon, but it's live action.
Right.
Like everything is really exaggerated.
When you said Robin Williams, that really hit it for me too, because when he's wearing the mask and he's being all the cartoonish things, he's like going from one to the next and just yelling out old references to movies and acting like,
he's doing the manic, like
and,
doing 1,000 impressions, throw a million jokes out there. Maybe some of them are funny, but like even if you laugh at one, he's already said like 7 more while you were thinking about which one it was to laugh.
Yeah.
This at the time was the most profitable comic book movie of all time. Because it's based on a Dark Horse comic, which is dark.
Which we talked about right before we got on. I tried to read some of those on Hoopla. Not the same.
No.
Not really. No. It's more of the this guy's like a crazy manic person that starts killing people and stuff with the mask on. So not what I thought it was.
Yeah,
but,
dude. I mean, that was Dark Horse Comics. That was the type of stuff they did.
Yeah.
Let's give me a synopsis.
All right. Stanley Ipkiss, a bank clerk, played by Jim Carrey, finds a mysterious mask that transforms him into a mischievous trickster with supernatural powers. The mask brings his innermost desires to life, leading him into a conflict with local gangsters and a quest for self-identity.
Yeah.
Local gangsters.
Local gangsters. All crime is local. No, wait, that's all politics. Yeah.
All gangsters. These guys did not remind me of gangsters.
No, man, the whole thing was trippy. It really did. I kept thinking about Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which is like a live action movie that had cartoons in it. And this reminded me of that, except not as good.
No,
but like thematically, just like because when you're watching it, you feel like you're watching, like normally if you're watching a live action movie, you kind of feel like it's in the real world. Like you're seeing someone's home videos that you just don't know. Even if it's like freaking Interstellar, you're going like, well, it's not in a world that I can get to, but maybe like my grandkids might be there. But this is like, this isn't my world. Jim Carrey gets out of the car and the freaking grill falls off and then the mirror falls off and then the back doors fall off. Like that's not the world that I live in.
Yeah.
So dude, this is like weird. It's weird.
I'm telling you, I was like maybe 20 minutes in and I just wrote it in my notes. I was like, this is a fever dream. What is going on?
Yeah, totally.
Like I didn't remember any of that.
Nonetheless, though, $20 million budget, $350 million gross worldwide.
Bless.
Number 9 on the year, behind Speed. What's the movie called? Where the bus drives.
Dude, I just did that bit. They were like, "What's some other movies y'all are going to do for this year?" I was like, "What's that movie about the bus that has to go a certain speed, and if it drops below a certain speed, then it blows up, so they go the same speed the whole time?" They're like, "I think it's called Speed." It's like, "Oh, right."
Right behind Speed, right ahead of Pulp Fiction. Man, we got some good movies in '94. Yeah, $350 million gross on a $20 million budget is ludicrous. The most profitable comic book movie of all time until at this point. I think the one that's going to take it down is going to be Blade again in the 90s. And then we get into the MCU and it's like everyone is the most profitable ever.
Yeah, all of them make $1 billion. So does it not, let's say there is no Ace Ventura. You think this movie still makes the same money?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure it still makes a lot of money, but I think a lot of what drove people is that Ace Ventura came out of nowhere, made a ton of money. Jim Carrey became a huge star. And then this came out kind of right after it.
Right.
So I'm sure that was like a nice little accelerant for this movie. I'm sure it would have made money because clearly people loved it, but no, I'm sure not as much.
I don't know what they were watching. All right. You want to talk about awards?
Yeah. Did you find some awards?
Yeah. So it was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Visual Effects because, the cartoonish stuff mixed
totally
together.
Should have because the visual effects were really good.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, to me, they were like computer effects that like you can tell are computer effects. Like I can tell it's like first Toy Story style computer effects. You know what I'm saying? And that's to me why Roger Rabbit was better because it was like hand drawn and I think it looked better. But it still definitely should have been in there compared to what it was up against.
Jim Carrey was nominated for a Golden Globe. I don't know how, but
he was also nominated for a Razzie.
Yeah,
too for the worst new star.
Dude, he should. I really like Jim Carrey, but he's just doing so much stuff all the time.
Right, all the time.
Because I was thinking as I was watching this, like there's some movies of his that I really like. Dumb and Dumber is one of them, and then like we'll get it like Liar Liar later on. Like there's some stuff I really like, but I'm like, God, he's just always doing so much stuff. It's got to be exhausting to like direct him or act with him or hang out with him.
Yeah, just be in the room with him.
Yeah.
It's like giving an interview to Robin Williams on a late show. It's just like, I'll start you off. You ready? I'm going to ask the first question and then sit back. And then he just goes.
Yeah. And then you go to commercial break and he's still talking.
Yeah.
I read something about him and Robin Williams and Christopher Reeves about how they went to Juilliard together, and Christopher Reeves was talking about in his memoir. He's like, this like small, hairy guy walked in, on day one and just like never stopped talking. I was like, that sounds exactly like Robin Williams. He walked into your life at 18 and he was talking already and he never stopped.
Small, hairy guy that won't stop talking is totally Robin Williams.
Yeah.
By the way, it lost the best visual effects to Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Which I think that's a good one to lose it to. I think they did some good effects in there. I can't wait to talk about those.
Dude, Forrest Gump. Yeah, I know. There's some good stuff there. And I would not be upset about losing to Forrest Gump. And if this movie had won over Forrest Gump, I think 30 years later we'd be going like, well, that seems like a mistake.
Yeah, that was wrong. Yeah.
Sequels and spinoffs, they surprisingly did a bunch more with this movie.
Yeah. They had a TV show, a cartoon, an animated series, right after this, but it only lasted a year. And then Son of the Mask.
Yep.
That came out in 2005. That was a good call to do that one. So that was that. My favorite part of the Son of the Mask thing, since we're never going to talk about that movie ever again.
Never.
The Nintendo Power magazine offered a sweepstakes so you could have a cameo in that movie.
Yeah.
And I think that is freaking hysterical.
No, that's not for 2005. That's in the 90s. After this movie came out, they were going to get Cameron Diaz and Jim Carrey to come back and do a sequel. And I think what happened is Jim Carrey decided that he didn't want to do any sequels. So, what I read anyway was that he did Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. And that movie got crushed for being not nearly as funny as the original. And he was like, that's it. Yeah. I'm not doing any more sequels. And he backed out. But it was like far enough along that they're already running competitions to get people to, be extras in the movie.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's so ridiculous. Did you get Nintendo Power magazine?
I never owned it, but I would occasionally go buy like a specific one. If it's like, oh, this tells me how to get the thing in Metroid, I'm just going to go take this, just this one. Yeah.
Is this how I get past that thing on Castlevania? I am buying this one. Dude, my grandma gave me a subscription for Christmas. And the next year I was like, I need you to give me that again for Christmas.
I don't know if we should spend some time talking about Nintendo Power or if we should just spend some time talking about magazines, because I don't think anyone under the age of 30 knows about either of those. Like the weird thing is like you could buy one issue of Nintendo Power and it would be like $7, or you could buy a subscription for a year for like $8.50.
Right. I know. It was so weird that you could get all of them.
And so there was a time when I was subscribed to like living at home as a teenager where I was subscribed to like 13 magazines. So it's like they cost a nickel. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Plus I was raising money for club, whatever.
Right. That's my thing. I used to always do them when people would do them for clubs.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, the subscription price is 95% off of the cover price. It's like, well, shit, if I read one episode, one issue a year, I should just get a subscription, I guess.
My students were talking about how somebody said something about the internet, and I'm like where the porn lives, or just joking around. I was like, it's got other stuff too, I'm assuming. And so we were talking about that, and he was like, oh, Mr. Horn, you probably grew up where the only time you could look at porn is in a magazine. I was like, well, you're not wrong. It's not the only place, but that was one of the places. And then one kid goes, what do you mean there was porn in a magazine? I thought a magazine was just pictures. I was like, yeah, that's all it was. They're like, it was pictures of porn? Gross. I was like, yeah, that's how gross it was. It was really gross.
Oh, man. And he's not wrong. It was definitely gross. But, dude, also, I'm trying to think of, because most games now are like you're playing online with multiple people. You can't really get stuck. Like, you can't go like, I don't know how to beat this level of Fortnite. That's not how Fortnite works.
Right.
But in the day, we'd be playing single player games, and you'd be like, I don't know how to find the freaking third key for Zelda. If one of my friends that lives in my immediate vicinity can't come over and do it for me, I can never get past that level.
Never get it. Right.
Unless I go purchase a Nintendo Power or call the Nintendo hotline where they would talk me through it.
No, I'm not calling the Nintendo hotline.
No, me neither.
Me and my sister already got busted for calling the laugh line, and it was just people laughing. It's like $99 a minute, 6 cents each additional minute.
Dude, I saw something last week, like it was a meme or something. It's like, I'm so old, I remember rollover minutes. I was like, oh shit, rollover minutes. That was awesome. I remember I had my cell phone plan. I was at 45 minutes a month, but they were rollover, so it really wasn't a big deal.
Yeah. You had plenty because if you didn't use them, they rolled over. That's ridiculous.
It's not important for people under 30 to know about that, but it also is important because that there was a brief moment in our life where that was very important.
Yeah, but that I think like I try to explain to my students and my real kids like why it was different for us. Like it was a little bit harder. It wasn't. I'm not saying we suffered. I'm not trying to say get off the lawn, but I am saying like we had to go all the way to the library and look through the card catalog and learn the Dewey Decimal System to get the book and then copy it with a copy machine of the pages we needed to add to our paper. Like now you just look it up and everything's there.
Yeah.
On your phone in your pocket. And they're always just like, that's crazy.
Do you remember when and where you first saw this movie?
Dude, this was a rental for me. I was discussing this with Harper, who used to work selling. What was the place behind? Remember Pepper Tree?
Yeah.
But before that, it was
I don't know.
Something else. Behind there was a rental place. Harper's going to be mad I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, was that Alfalfa?
No, Alfalfa was over by Albertsons, but now...
Yeah. It was like Lanyap Video or something?
Lanyap, that's the one. All right, so he worked there, and we were discussing this, and I didn't have an account there, but I did have an account at Blockbuster, Alfalfa, and Albertsons. So I'm pretty sure Albertsons is where I got this one, because this was a one-day thing.
Yeah.
Remember how they would rent them for one day?
Yeah. Dude, I remember you were the king of like... You knew which video stores cost more or less to rent the video. You're like, I'm going to go to Albertsons. It's only 99 cents. I just have to bring it back tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was like, you were like price comparing on video rentals. And I was like, I just always go to Blockbuster because I just have the card for there. And then it costs whatever amount of money.
But remember, like we lived really close to that Albertsons. Like I grew up close to that Albertsons. So like it was, for me, I could ride my bike to Albertsons, rent Excite Bike for Nintendo, drive home and play it for literally 24 hours and then bring it back.
24 hours nonstop.
Nonstop while I look at Nintendo Power Magazine.
How do I beat Excite Bike? Dude,
Do
I don't
you
remember.
Where you saw this?
I don't remember. I know I didn't see it in theaters, so I'm sure I must have also rented it. But this was one of those movies because it comes out when we're in like junior high or early high school. Like if you were a male in 1994 who was a teenager, you could not see this movie because you wouldn't understand what anyone was talking about.
Yeah, everybody's walking around going smoking, and you're like, "What are you doing?" I don't understand.
Yeah. So I'm sure I probably rented it.
That's for every movie we're doing this month.
Yeah.
Every Jim Carrey movie in 1994 was just constantly quoted by
the
every
friggin' Ace Ventura
preteen
thing where he freaking talks with his butt. I remember so many kids doing that. I have to ask you a few questions.
I'm Dr. Cheeks. I'm doing my rounds and I'm a little behind.
And I swear to God, I've heard people in the real world say "laces out, Dan" in the last 2 weeks.
I most certainly did. We were talking about for the Bloomer Bowl having a kids kick a field goal for money, and I was like, "Laces out, Dan," and I said it, and 3 people got it, and nobody else did, and it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
How do you rate this one?
All right. Again, this shit's a fever dream.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I don't even know how it made it this far. I mean, I know it made money, so I guess they're glad they made it. I know that Jim Carrey improv'd most of his lines. I don't know, dude. You know how like when they say like, "Oh yeah, Lil Wayne, Weezy doesn't write down any of his stuff. He freestyles." I'm like, yeah, maybe he should write some of it down. They're not all good.
That's how I feel, man. Why are you bragging about not doing good work? Why don't you write some shit down?
Right. Exactly. Cameron Diaz was hot.
Yeah.
Richard Jeni. I don't know. I feel like Richard Jeni made me as funny as I am today, which is however funny people think that is.
Yeah.
His stand-up made a huge impression on how I do this. So I gave it a bump for that and how hot I remember Cameron Diaz being when I was younger.
Yeah.
And even with the bump, I give it a 4.5.
Yeah, man. It is weird because when you rewatch it, you go, it was a huge movie. Jim Carrey was a huge movie star for like from here on, from 1994 until he just got weird and disappeared 10 years later.
Even
Like-
now, though, people know who he is.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no question.
my kids know who Jim Carrey. If I say Jim Carrey, they know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. But this one, when I rewatched it, I was like, man, some movies just don't translate into the modern era. And this is one where I was like, I don't understand why I liked this, but I know that I did. I was like, nothing that he said was funny. And
That's literally what I was thinking, dude.
like the plot didn't really make any sense.
Nothing. Oh, God. Okay, good.
Yeah, all the performances, like Jim Carrey's just, I mean, he's cranking up to 11. That's who Jim Carrey is. And he's being this freaking cartoon fever dream guy. So it's a good time to crank it to 11. But yeah, I gave it a bump for Jim Carrey, Cameron Diaz, and the Industrial Light and Magic special effects, and Richard Jeni.
Yeah.
And I really like the kind of Art Deco, like Roaring 20s production design and the swing music. And even with that, I ended up at 5 out of 10 Chimney Dogs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Cameron Diaz isn't in this, and it, that changes a lot of my early teenage years.
Did you saw who it was going to be? Who they offered it to before Cameron Diaz?
Anna Nicole Smith.
Anna Nicole Smith.
That's
not nearly as that would have dropped.
No,
I would drop it 2 Chimney Dogs immediately.
Oh man, there's people that are listening to this that don't even know who Richard Jeni is. I can't wait to talk about him.
Dude, there's a lot of people who don't know who Richard Jeni is, and that's sad for those people because he's so funny. I feel like he made up a lot of his dialogue too, because he was saying stuff that sounded just like what he would say in his stand-up. Like you put that in a blender and you press frappe. Like, he had
his delivery is man, it's great. We'll talk about him. Yeah, so I'm glad you said the same things as me, because for reals,
yeah.
The whole time I was thinking, I was like, oh man, I looked, I don't look until after, but I looked and IMDb has it at a 6.9, and I'm like, whoa, I must be way off. What did I miss? I didn't miss anything. You saw the same thing I did.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm positive that Dumb and Dumber and Ace Ventura are both going to be quite a bit higher.
Way funnier. Yeah. So do we have to be 12 to 16 to really...
I don't know.
Like this? Jake didn't watch it with me, so I can't answer that. But like,
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think a 12 to 16-year-old now would think this is like hilarious. Like, I don't know. I think it just happened at a particular moment in time. And I also think like I feel guilty when it's a movie that I loved when I was younger and now I don't like as much. But I also think sometimes movies just don't age as well. And like if people haven't seen this movie in a long time and they listen to this podcast and they go, man, can't believe those guys are shitting on The Mask. What jerks. Dude, it's on YouTube TV. Go watch it. It's got commercials, but it's free to watch on YouTube with commercials. Just go check it out.
Yeah.
Like sometimes shit just doesn't age as well.
That's the thing. Going into it though, I felt like that person, the hypothetical person you were just talking about, I was like, oh man, can't wait to watch this. Somebody stop me. Like I was super excited. And then as it progressed, I got less and less excited.
Yeah, let's do scenes. What's your first scene?
All right, didn't have a lot to go by. He's stuck in a jail cell. After they catch him, he's putting toilet paper on the on the toilet seat in the jail cell,
on the toilet sink, which is like the toilet sink combo, the metal one,
sink toilet. Yeah. And he's doing the little dry heave thing while he's putting it on there because it's grossing him out. That was hysterical, and I put that in there. That was my first scene. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then he escapes from jail, steals a cop's gun, assaults a cop, and then goes on about his business.
The good thing is when the cops did catch up to him, it didn't matter who was with him. They were firing. They were shooting directly at him, any hostages, anybody else in the car, anybody in that general area.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You said fever dream. That's the right way to say it, because no one in here acts like someone in the real world should. I mean, cops might do that, but like for the most part, it's like, dude, I don't think that wouldn't work at all. And I'm not even talking about the time when is the Mask, where he's actually a superhero. I'm just talking about the regular people.
Right. Just regular stuff.
I got to the end of the movie and I didn't have a single thing in my quotes or in my scenes. But I asked ChatGPT for the most memorable scenes from The Mask, and it actually gave me a pretty good list. So I'll give you number one.
All right, what's number
from
one?
ChatGPT? It said the Cuban Pete dance scene. This scene is perhaps one of the most memorable and energetic moments in the movie. After donning the mask, Stanley Ipkiss, played by Jim Carrey, transforms into a wild and uninhibited character, unleashing his inner desires and talents. The Cuban Pete dance sequence takes place at the Coco Bongo nightclub, where the mask showcases his flamboyant dance moves, captivating the audience and causing chaos on the dance floor. Jim Carrey's physical comedy and infectious energy makes this scene a highlight of the film. That is true. That is one of the 3 scenes
that is
from the movie that people should remember.
That is a scene, but I put the Cuban Pete as one of the worst scenes.
Yeah.
That shit was what? I don't even know why they went. Like it was like a ska band playing Cuban music. I don't know, dude. I guess I'm sure I'm crapping on somebody's favorite style of music and type of stuff, but I just didn't like it. I didn't understand why it was in there. It was silly and they could have done something better. In the 90s, I understand. Like you said, the zoot suit and the swing music, that was big. Like it was.
Well, one of the reasons why it had a resurgence is because of this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking it was like big at the time, so they threw it in there.
No, I think
like
it's the opposite.
The Mighty Boss Tones, like
it got big because they put it in this movie. Kind of like when freaking, you know what I'm talking about. Remember, he drives that blue car.
He drove that blue car.
Jon Favreau, Vince Vaughn.
Oh yeah, Swingers. I was
Swingers.
thinking Swingers.
They're
I didn't know that's where you were going.
That's 99, but that's the same thing. There's like another like swing dancing resurgence after that movie comes out.
They just decided to throw this in there, and it changed all of music for the 90s. That's horrible.
I don't know that it changed all of the music. So like there's the swing revival started in the late 80s, early 90s, and there was stuff like Big Bad Voodoo Daddy and Royal Crown Revue. And those bands existed, but this was one of the things that like supposedly brought it to the mainstream.
I gotcha.
And then like kind of same thing with like freaking the like Swingers, and then there's more stuff, and it's like Brian Setzer Orchestra, and it's Squirrel Nut Zippers, and like
Brian
stuff like that.
Setzer. I guess maybe that brings them to the front. I gotcha.
Yeah, that's. I'm not saying that's one of the best scenes in the movie, but I do think if you're talking about the movie, or if you're remembering the movie, that's definitely a scene that I remembered. Like he goes to the club because he loves Cameron Diaz, and then because he's the mask, he's freaking doing all kind of crazy. Like he's a wolf whistle, his heart's pounding out of his chest. And then he gets on stage with the band, he starts dancing. She's dancing with him.
I remember him like ingrained in my head is him like holding his hands up with the maracas jammed into his pleated creased white pants with the like silky blue shirt. That's what I remember from that. But then like as it started going, I was just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It was weird. It was weird. It didn't go in my best.
What's your next one?
My next best scene, I went back to the very beginning when he first turns into the mask.
Yep.
And he's starting to figure out like the abilities, and he's like spinning around like the Tasmanian devil and like knocking stuff over and really trying to figure it out. I thought that was cool because it looked the best as far as visual effects go to me. There was a lot of stuff that didn't look good.
I thought the visual effects in this whole movie were really good, just because unlike Roger Rabbit, there were cartoon characters and there were real people sharing the scene. But it was a live actor also doing CGI stuff like on top of his real person, which is hard to do. Yeah, man, that was a good one. Or that was a scene.
That was a scene.
I thought about putting when he went to talk to Ben Stein, and he was like, "I'll show you, but I'm not responsible for what happens." And he like jams the mask on his face, but nothing happens. But he starts to do these big reactions, and he's like, and Ben Stein just clearly thinks that he's unhinged. He's doing the like real monotone Ben Stein. He's like, "I want you to know I don't treat people, but I can refer you to someone."
I like me some Ben Stein.
Not so much anymore, but at one point,
not so much anymore. He his delivery is fantastic. I like the fact that he threw in the Loki thing.
Yeah,
like the whole trickster and stuff like that. And in the comic book they alluded to that too. I don't know. I feel like this could have been way better. Yeah, and I didn't like recast it thinking like, oh, we could do this again now, because I don't know who plays in a Jim Carrey. Who's Jim Carrey now? I got nothing. So like I don't know that you can make it better, but I just felt like it could have been better. Or maybe I'm just not 16 anymore and I don't really remember.
It's hard to remake this because there isn't another Jim Carrey that I know of. But also I don't know how to, I wouldn't want to try to make it better because it did so well. I think I would just screw it up.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Like, I think this is just like, they caught lightning in a bottle. they should probably just leave it alone because I don't think they're going to be able to do it again.
Yeah.
The next scene that ChatGPT gave me is the bank robbery scene.
Oh,
which is another good one because not the bank robbery itself, because like the local gangsters are getting ready to rob the bank. It's a really weird. I'm glad they didn't do it because it was a terrible bank robbery. They're all outside of the bank with their guns drawn, and one guy looks like he's trying to do the glass thing in a circle around the bank door.
Yeah,
it's like, but they all look as conspicuous as can be. They have their guns all out in the open,
right? And there's like it's lit, like you can see them in the street light. Yeah,
I was like, this is not how you rob a bank. I've never robbed one, but I've seen quite a few bank robbery movies.
This is not how you do it.
Via con Dios. And the thing is, that's not how you do it. And then he freaking comes out of there in the mask form. He's like doing his whirling dervish. He's got all the money. He's making quips. And then he goes to the club and he immediately starts dancing. And they're like, that's the guy. That's him right there. So yeah, ChatGPT, not a terrible call on that one either.
Right. No, I'm with you. The last one I had was the final confrontation scene, like at the very end.
Yeah.
Like when they fight at the end, whatever that's called. The final boss scene.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, when the bad guy puts the mask on, his neck gets huge. It's got to be a different
giant.
dude. I didn't.
Dude, it definitely was. It was.
I didn't think to look at that, but I wrote it down in my notes.
No, it is. It's a different actor when he has the mask on because he is an absolute monster.
Yeah, his neck was all veiny and popping out. I was like, "Good Lord, this dude's huge." But the end part, where he's like going around and fighting all the people in the club, and everybody's shooting at everybody, and he pulls out the big guns and all of that stuff. I don't know. I just put that because I had nothing else. I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah.
After the toilet paper on the seat, that was the only scene I actually wrote down, and everything else I had to go back and fill in the blank.
It do be like that sometimes.
It do be like that.
Yeah, I like that one. I don't like that one, but that is a scene in the movie. It is so weird because the villain guy, the local gangster, not only does his neck get huge when he's being the mask, it's Peter Green is the actor, who everyone has seen in a bunch of stuff. In fact, he was in freaking Pulp Fiction. But and then once he puts on the mask, his voice is freaking so deep and scary.
Yeah. It's completely different.
I did like that. I read that when they shot the scenes without the mask, it's added and posted CGI, and the ILM people said that all of the animations they did for the mask were based off of what Jim Carrey was actually doing.
That's
so like they
cool.
didn't have that written down ahead of time. They didn't go like he's gonna pantomime his heart popping out of his chest. Jim Carrey just did a bunch of weird shit, and they edited it together, and then they animated to that.
Well, I mean, the whole thing was he did have a mask on. Like he put the green mask on and put the teeth in for certain scenes, but like when he's really like going crazy, that was CGI for sure.
Yeah, I'm saying like when the mask does stuff, like when he turns into the freaking wolf and he's whistling. Like they didn't know they were going to do that. He just started like actually doing a wolf whistle.
Yeah.
And they said the ILM, the visual effects supervisor was like, they worked off of Jim Carrey's face, making that CGI like conform to his performance. And the ILM people said that they probably saved $1 million on visual effects budgeting just because of Jim Carrey, because he could already do so much wacky shit that he didn't actually have to CGI it.
He could already do that with his face. Dude, for reals, when you said he started whistling like the wolf, we might be getting further and further away from actors being able to do that. I'm going to say 5 of the 190 kids I teach can whistle. I don't know if that's going like the same way that cursive is going. Yeah. Like I don't, like it's just going away. So when you said whistle, I was like, oh snap. We couldn't remake this anyway. People can't whistle anymore.
No one can whistle anymore. No,
whistling's going away. Maybe that's just my kids, and maybe it's just the ones that wanted to whistle in front of the whole crowd. But dude, I'm to be honest, even the times where it wasn't CGI and he was just morphing his face into stuff.
Yeah.
Always having like the crooked teeth where he's like a jaw off to one side, like Bobby Brown. He was making stuff happen. He was doing it up.
Yeah, man. He's going hard for sure. The makeup took him 4 hours to get into, and they gave him the big fake teeth, and they were supposed to take the teeth out for when he did his lines. But they're like, he just learned how to talk with the teeth so that he could perform with them in his mouth. Freaking Jim Carrey,
even
man.
cheaper. Yeah, it's freaking awesome. That's freaking awesome.
Yep. What about quotes? Do you have any quotes?
Dude, I just wrote down the ones that I remember everyone saying when I was 16.
Yeah.
Like I put smoking.
Yeah,
because I remember everybody saying that. I remember everybody saying, somebody stop me.
Yep. I got that one too.
And then when he eats the bomb and then it blows up and he goes, that's a spicy meatball.
Yeah.
I remember everybody saying that too.
Yep. The other one I had was, it's party time. PARTY. Because I gotta.
Whoa. That's prime 1994
Dude.
Jim Carrey. That's
yeah, man.
like, you think that's something that was
there.
written down, or you think that's him saying that?
I have no idea. I kind of think that that's just him, but I don't know.
I just remember Miss Vicky rolling out meatballs and spaghetti at lunch at Holy Ghost with that huge meatball. And it's 1994 and everybody's just, you go down that long table at Holy Ghost with the blue, little brown blue seats, and everybody's just all the way down going, that's a spicy meatball, all the way down.
Spicy meatball. Yeah, I also remember me and Snake in college saying, what comes before part B? Partay. So, sometimes people just say stupid shit because they think it's funny. We didn't think that was hilarious. We just thought it was funny to keep saying it like it was funny.
Oh, man. Poor Snake. It's great. Yeah. What about characters? Did you have anybody other than Jim Carrey, Cameron Diaz, or Richard Jeni?
No, I did not. I mean, there's other people who did a good job, but that was my three.
Yeah, I was going to
Cameron
say,
Diaz. It's her first movie. She's freaking awesome. She's funny. She is gorgeous.
Dude, that's what I was going to say. She did a good job hamming up the Jessica Rabbit thing.
Yeah,
like singing or lip singing at the club. Dude,
yeah, lip singing. It was not her voice.
Yeah, she did a great job. I thought she was. I know they probably put her in there because she's from a modeling agency and she looks like she does, but I thought she did a good job acting too. No,
she did a really good job, and they rewrote the character after she got cast to make her like a genuinely good person instead of like she was, I think, kind of a double agent.
Nicole Smith,
right? And Nicole Smith,
yeah. And then I don't know what you could say about Jim Carrey that we haven't already said that we're not going to say in the next few films.
Dude, I mean, the thing is, I don't understand this movie now, but at the time it was huge, and there is legitimately no one else who could have done this part.
I know. That's why it made so much money.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, yeah, this one's weird looking back because you're like, I don't get it, but it freaking happened, and it was huge, and you couldn't do it without Jim Carrey. No one else could have done this, I don't think.
This is my question. You get some really tight white pants, a silky shirt with the big frilly sleeves.
Yeah.
A red neckerchief and a green mask with a stupid hat, and wear that to Halloween. How many people understand it? How many people get it? Just the people our age? Like,
yeah, I think so.
My students don't know who the mask is. Like, they've never seen this.
No, of course not. I thought you were going to ask if I put on that getup, can I get Cameron Diaz to go out with me?
Well, I know what you're thinking, but no, no, you can't.
Because I was like, she falls for the mask just because he can dance good. Does she not see that his head's the size of a basketball and it's bright green?
She doesn't care. She just likes him because he's a nice guy.
He's a good dancer.
He can turn
girls
into
do
a
like
wolf.
that. Yeah, dude. Jim Carrey. I don't know. I mean, we're gonna get a lot more into Jim Carrey here in Jim Carrey Month, but this movie makes a pile of money. He's the only person who could have done it. And because he's not a star, he doesn't get paid a lot. But they were saying like he had the flu at some point during shooting, and normally like when you're Jim Carrey and you have a 3-story trailer and you're getting $20 million, you go, I got the flu. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. But they're like, he didn't have they couldn't do that. They're like, Jim, we got to shoot. We can't shut down. You just have to take the really good antibiotics and then go out there and perform anyway.
Yeah.
And the director was like, and he did, like he wouldn't do that now, but he did. He went out there sick, delivered his lines, did a great performance, and then went down like freaking Jordan,
had the flu, still made 63 points or however many.
Yeah.
He still killed it. Are we going to get to talk about Richard Jeni after this movie? Are we ever going to do one of his movies? I don't think so, right? This is the only time we get to talk about Richard Jeni.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to do. He's only got 3 or 4 other movies on his credits list, and I don't think we're going to do any of them.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to review his HBO comedy specials, Richard Jeni, A Good Catholic Boy, comes out in 1997. I'm totally in on that.
That's what I wrote down. That I think that might be my favorite stand-up. Now, I have a ton of favorite stand-ups, dude. We have been ripping from like recording comedy from HBO onto a VHS and then ripping that from a VCR to a WAV file to put on CDs since the beginning. Yeah. So we have a lot. And this is one that, dude, it's
I was listening to David Spade and Dana Carvey talk about how now, like it used to be, you could go on the road and you could do the same jokes over and over again until you like did them on the Tonight Show, or if you had an HBO comedy hour
special, right?
Like that material didn't get burned until you did a special. And like Richard Jeni, like he did one in 93, he did one in 97, he did one in 2005. Now comedians, they don't make as much money on the road. The specials are where they make their monies. But it's like as soon as the special comes out, like Spade's like, if I do an hour on Netflix, it comes out on Friday, and I do shows on Saturday, I can't do any of that material. It's done.
Yeah, they
like
I
have
know.
to, and like while they're talking about how comedy's like now, and I'm like, dude, and they're like, yeah, we used to sell, videos, and I was like, sell. I'm like, I used to tape that shit off of HBO, and then take the tape, and then take the audio from the tape, and then myself personally divide it up into tracks, and then
into chapters and name them ourselves,
and then put that on a CD, and then burn it and give it to my friends. So like, I was freaking listening way back when it was way harder. But yeah, man, Richard Jeni is I think one of my absolute favorites, and maybe it's just the time in our lives that he came out. But God, his 3 specials, or all of them, I freaking still love.
A Good Catholic Boy. Yeah, dude, it's so good. There's so much in it that I still quote. It's he's just good. And dude, he did like, I found when I was looking up stuff on him on YouTube, seeing if I could find some clips to just giggle to. I came across some Arby's commercials. He did commercials for Certs. Yeah. Where he's funny. Dude, he was good. I mean, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it was funny.
Yeah. I don't know where you find comedy now, but if people like comedy and they don't know about Richard Jeni, they should go look up Richard Jeni, A Good Catholic Boy, because it is fantastic.
Oh man, so good. The lawyer, dude, I could still probably do it word for word. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, we did Philadelphia like 3 episodes ago, and I was talking about Denzel's Marvin A. Gonoff commercials. That's from Richard Jeni.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, we still quote it. So good. So freaking awesome.
Yeah. Writer, director. This is directed by Chuck Russell, who was mainly like a genre director, did stuff like Nightmare on Elm Street 3. And
he did Eraser.
And then did Eraser, and then did The Scorpion King. The thing is, though, he did Eraser and The Scorpion King. Those are both after this movie, probably because of how well this movie did. Because before this movie, he was not doing anything. Like he did The Blob in 1988. He did Nightmare on Elm Street 3. And I think it was because this movie was originally much darker. It was actually going to be kind of because it was New Line Cinemas, and it was freaking Dark Horse Comics. It was going to be kind of a dark, weird, creepy movie, and he was the guy that was going to direct it. And then they updated it, and then he did it.
Not for nothing, I kind of like The Blob from '88.
Yeah, I don't remember.
That's just it's. I remember it. I remember the cover, but I don't remember too much about it. I remember having it. I think I still have it on DVD, actually.
I believe it.
Dude, when I looked up the writers, I didn't recognize too much of the stuff that they've done.
The screenwriter that I have is Mike Werb, and he also had writing credits for Face Off.
Oh, nice. I didn't see that one.
Which I'm excited.
I wrote down Darkman 3. So I was like, ooh, if he did Darkman 3, I probably don't know too much other stuff. And didn't keep going.
Everything else that he did has like a 3 or a 2 by it. No, he wrote Curious George in 2006, the animated film.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man, this is another one where it's like you look back at this movie and everyone who was involved with it from a production side.
Yeah, I was going to say, except for Jim Carrey and
they caught lightning in a
Cameron
bottle.
Diaz.
They made a pile of money, and then they didn't do a whole lot else.
If you made a movie like The Mask, though, and made a pile of money, do you really need to do anything else?
Well,
I mean, I guess if this is your job and you love doing it, you want to try to make another one?
I guess the thing is, like, the movie made a pile of money, but I don't think the director did. I mean, he probably got whatever his regular director paycheck is, but it's like that doesn't last you from 94 to now.
$16 an hour. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
You got anything else?
I got no other, like, the only other thing that that I put down is on one of the behind the scenes things I was watching, when they're searching his pants and they're like pulling out all the different like weapons and stuff that he has in his pants. The camera cuts off right above the knee, and the pants cut off right below the knee. And the prop guys are literally just handing him the things up his legs. So the police reach into his pocket and pull it out. So like that was like an actual special effect that didn't,
I love that.
Yeah, that didn't need it. And I couldn't remember where I saw the lieutenant from. And it hit me after I started looking it up. He's on Oscar with Stallone, which is my jam. He's the guy. He's the guy that's his like right hand man. Fantastic actor, good dude.
Yeah, I also like Amy Yazbek, who's the red-haired reporter. Like she's been in other stuff.
She was in Men in Tights, wasn't she?
She was in Men in Tights. Yep.
Yeah.
She was also in Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
But
nice.
Yeah, I like her.
Yeah, but I got no other good.
All right, let's do the worst.
If I took the time to write stuff down, this would be a lot longer. But
I didn't write anything down. I mean, we've kind of covered it all. It's like it just doesn't really it doesn't do for me now what it did in 1994. Presumably, maybe I hated it then, and I just was afraid to say so because everyone kept quoting it all the time. I don't know. I don't remember.
Everybody's saying the quotes. I can't say, why are y'all watching that crap?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And it happens like, it comes out July 29th. So like it wasn't until the school year that started fall of 94 where everybody's throwing it out there. You had to know the stuff or you were not an outcast, but
yeah. You're going to be left behind when people are quoting all the movies and you're like, I didn't see that. Did you guys go to Vacation Bible School this summer?
Did you guys go to Camp Abbey? So, dude,
I thought the FX was good, man. Honestly, I think that's it's hard to do at this point in the like technology, and I thought they did an awesome job with most of it.
Yeah, and dude, I for what it is, I think it looks dated now, but for what it was good. The only thing I wrote in worst effects is every time they filmed into a car while they were driving, they removed the rear view mirror.
Yeah, they always do that.
I hate that. I hate it. Find a way to just do it different. You're doing it wrong.
I think that's you think that's because they're going to do lighting and it would reflect off of the mirror, or if it's just so that the mirror's not in the frame taking up space?
I think it's in the frame taking up space because there's somebody in the back seat when they did that.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be able to see the person. Just film it different. Alanis Morissette did a whole video inside of a car with 4 Alanises, and they didn't have to take the mirror down. Just like get a different angle. I don't know. It's a nitpicking gripe, but anyway. And then old tech, it's all the same stuff. I didn't find too much political incorrectness.
Yeah, honestly, he works at a bank, and I was confused because it looked like a freaking ginormous bank, and he and Richard Jeni are both like they look like they're in their like mid to late 30s. And they're like low-level bank tellers. Like, was that a kick-ass job in the 90s where it's like...
Dude, friggin' Al Bundy sold shoes and had a 2-story house with like 2 kids and a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like...
Yeah, no, I know. I know you could pay for more stuff, but I thought that bank teller, even when we were like kids, was like not an amazing job. But maybe in a bigger city it is. But he's like, oh, you want to open a new account? Come over to my desk.
Yeah, they had their own desk.
But they're like opening accounts and stuff. But that's
when
what I was
think
thinking.
A teller,
is this the job? Well, dude, Richard Jeni was going to the club and freaking making it rain. Like he was like what was where did the money come from?
He had that stand-up money. I don't know. He worked at a bank. He just stole it. I don't know the answer. I'm with you though. I'm with you.
Yeah, I was confused about that. I don't think it's critical that we answer that question, but I was going like, is this bank job really good enough that they can go to the Coco Bongo Club all the time and just make it rain hundies?
Coco Bongo.
Like Coco Bongo.
Oh man, you should open a club called that. I don't have any other worsts, and I think we talked about all the cameos. So,
did you know how much extra money I'd have to have before you could convince me to spend any of it opening a club? I don't want to go to a club. I sure don't want to own one.
Dude, that's where the money's at.
I would open a go-kart track before I opened a club.
Oh man,
I would open a Quiznos before I opened a club.
Dude, Jake and I were just talking about opening up a go-kart track and a putt-putt right there where Trey Yin used to be. Raking it down.
Dude, I want someone to open a go-kart track and have the go-karts be electric so they're quiet, number one, and they're wicked fast.
Yeah, they have those inside in California where I was working.
Nice.
Those were fun.
All right, 5 questions. Is it okay for kids?
I'd say 12 plus, don't you? Where do you put this?
Dude, there's not really any violence. And
there's not violence.
There's no sex.
There's
not
a
it
lot
seems
of that
fine.
either. I think maybe 11, 12, somewhere in there.
Yeah, sounds good. Would this movie get made if it were pitched now? I guess. I think the challenge with this now is when they made it originally, they cast a bunch of people no one had ever heard of, and they could do it for a small budget. But now, because it was a huge movie that's already had a couple of other spinoffs, they'd want to spend a bunch of money on it, and I just don't think that would be a good way to spend a lot of money.
What if I think didn't the comic book people try to sell it to Marvel? Maybe they can get him into the MCU and have him be in a Deadpool movie or something.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
That would be
That's
great.
the only way. So a movie or TV show, it's got to be a movie, right? Because they tried the TV show and it wasn't.
I think so.
Wasn't any good. Who's the new Jim Carrey if you remake it? I got nothing. I couldn't come up with any.
Yeah, I had ChatGPT recast, and it gave me Ryan Reynolds for Stanley.
Of course it did.
Of course it did.
Yeah.
He can't. I mean, he could be like manic, but he can't do the Jim Carrey like rubber face thing.
No, he can't.
It had for the villain Dorian Tyrell. It had Michael B. Jordan, which I actually think would be pretty good because Michael B. Jordan is scary and he's got a great jaw. It had for the lieutenant. It had Bryan Cranston, which I also like.
I could see that.
And then for the newspaper lady, Peggy Brandt, it had Tiffany Haddish.
I could see that too,
which I also think was pretty good. But yeah, for
good
some
job,
of them,
ChatGPT.
Yeah, but for something like for the Cameron Diaz part, it had Zendaya. I don't like that Zendaya.
Now I kind of want in the new Deadpool for him to do a thing where it's just he spins around really fast and it's Deadpool still, but he's wearing the yellow zoot suit.
Right.
And he says one of those lines.
Yeah, dude. I don't think you would remake this because I don't think you'd want to spend the money that you would need to, and I also don't think you could find the Jim Carrey.
Yeah, agreed. I think you don't remake it.
Can you still watch and enjoy this movie in 2024?
I put meh.
Yeah. It's a dude. Thing is, it's an hour and 30 minutes. It's not long.
Yeah, right.
And it's not like I was bored. It's more like I was confused. Like sometimes I'm going like, God, this is taking for freaking ever. Like in Philadelphia, you're like, is he still listening to opera? This is so stupid. I was never like excited for it. I just didn't understand like why things were happening.
Yeah, but like you watch some of these cartoons and why are some of the things happening?
Yeah.
But it still moves I don't know, dude. It still moves along better than this. This was craziness.
Yeah. It's available streaming. You can watch it I watched it on YouTube TV with commercials. It says it's also available on Hulu. I didn't watch it on Hulu. Or you can rent it anywhere that you would rent stuff.
Dude, it's apparently streaming in a couple of other places. I was going to watch it on Telemundo just so I could practice my Spanish, but then I remembered I don't know any other lines except the 3 that I gave in my quotes, and that was it.
Yeah. Fumando. That's smoking in Spanish.
Is it? That's really great.
All right. Thanks for listening. Next episode is another Jim Carrey movie. I forget if it's Ace Ventura or if it's Dumb and Dumber. Do you remember?
I think it's Ace Ventura.
All right. Next up is Ace Ventura as we continue our Jim Carrey month here on Movielife Crisis. Don't forget to check out Patreon. You can do a free 7-day trial. We just did Roger Rabbit, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And next up, we're going to be doing Bull Durham.
Bull Durham. Can't wait. What a jam.
All right. Anything else?
I got nothing.
All right. Bye con Dios.
Bye con Dios.
Welcome to Movie Life Crisis. Join us as we watch the best movies from 30 years ago.